Yeah, welcome all of you once again. So this 1 week training program on computer-aided design using Autodesk Fusion 360. So basically, there are different types of software packages available in the industry. That is, I think many of you know about SolidWorks, CATIA, ProE, ANSYS, uh, ANSYS Workbench, uh, solid edge, etc. So these are some of the various CAD packages for product development. So Autodesk is an American multinational company. They are actually dealing with different types of softwares. So they have one software called the Fusion 360, Autodesk Fusion 360. There is another tool for computer aided design, that is Autodesk Inventor Professional. That is, again, it's a good software. This is basically a software called a Fusion 360. This is actually a cloud-based software. This Fusion 360 is a cloud-based, three-dimensional, computer-aided design, computer-aided manufacturing tool for product development that combines the industrial and mechanical design, collaboration, and machining in a single package. So with this software, you can generate the CNC machining G codes and M codes. You can directly connect that code with your CNC milling machine or CNC lathe machine or laser cutting machine or 3D printing, etc. You can collaborate it very easily. So that these all are the some of the advantages of this Fusion 360. So this is the one of the very good software currently available. This 1 week session actually dealing with how to create some simple models, how to create what are the different types of commands using in Fusion 360. So this 1 week session actually dealing with purely computer aided design and also the generation of the drawings. So the generation of drawings is very, very important. Why? Because when we are dealing with the manufacturing, we are actually dealing with the drawings, the manufacturing drawings. So to generate, how to generate the drawings, the front view, the top view, the side view, the isometric view, the back view, the rear view, okay, etc. There are different types of views, and you have to add some geometric tolerances, etc. So these are very, very important when you are dealing with the manufacturing aspect. So in this 1 week session, you will get an idea about how to create a CAD model, what is called a design workspace, the different workspaces of Fusion 360, how to create the drawings, front view, top view, side view, how to add dimensions, etc. How to save the file, in cloud, then how to import the file. Okay, what about the extension? Okay, how to change the projections, first angle projection, third angle projection, how to change the different types of projections, etc. You will get an idea all about this CAD as well as the drawing. So that was the overall idea of this 1 week session on computer aided design. After the 1 week session, there will be another session that is called a finite element analysis using Fusion 360. So that is another workspace of Fusion 360, finite element analysis. So you know what is finite element analysis? You are actually dividing a whole object into finer dimensioned elements. That is called finite elements, and each elements are connected with the help of nodes. So you have to find the displacements or the temperatures, etc. To the nodes. You have to deal with the finer elements, and then you have to assemble all the elements together such that you will get the overall feedback of your CAD model. Okay, that was about the finite element analysis. Then another thing is generative design. The next week is dealing with the generative design. So generative design is actually you are input something, you are some conditions, some manufacturing conditions, some machining parameters, some materials, different types of materials, and some objectives. So you have to enter some important points to the software, such that software will give you some n number of results, and with the n number of results, you can select some optimized design. That is called a generative design. Okay, so this is a new concept, and this is very good, very, very important point. And after that, the last week of this month, that is called a CNC manufacturing, and that is you have to generate the G codes and M codes using Fusion 360, and you can copy that codes into your pen drive or memory card, and you can connect it with your CNC lathe machine or CNC milling machine or 3D printing machine, and you can run the machine very easily and effectively. So that was all about the details of the 1 month program of Fusion 360. And one more important point is, this is a practical oriented training program. Every day there will be an assignment, there will be some assignments. So this is very, very important. If you will practice more, you will get more information. Okay. Otherwise you don't get good knowledge in software, particularly this is a software. So if you practice more, you will get more information. Okay. So that's all about the introduction. That's all about the 1 month training program details of this Fusion 360 program. And directly I will enter into the first 3D model creation. So I will explain a simple as a basic model. So you can see a machine component in the screen. So this is actually an isometric view of a machine component. All dimensions are given in the screen. That is the length, you can see 98, breadth is 42, and you can see the diameter of the circle is 12, and you can see the width of the height of the base is 20 mm, and you can see there will be a central circular semicircular shape structure. You can see the radius of that structure is 21, and you can see there will be a central hole in that structure, and you can see that the center of that circular hole from the base is 21 millimeter, and the diameter of the hole is 20 millimeter. And you can see two holes, one will be on the left side and one will be on the right side. And you can see the center of that hole is 21 millimeter from the left side of the base, and from the central structure to the right side you can see the distance is 42 millimeter. So all the dimensions are given. Okay, so you have to create the exact model in Fusion 360. So first of all, what I will open Fusion 360. So now you can see this is the Fusion 360 workspace. When you open the Fusion 360, once again, you have to download this Fusion 360 into your laptop or computer. So how to download the software? You have to go to Google and then search Autodesk Fusion 360 free download. So this software is actually free for the students for educational purposes, and this software is free for 3 years. So you have to create an account in Autodesk, and then you can download the software and you can run and install the software on your computer. And once you are actually installed in your computer, and you can open the software. You can see this is the interface. Okay, when you open the software, you can see in the left side you can see there will be a panel that is called a data panel. In the top left side you can see a Rubik's cube like shape that is called a data panel. And here in the left side you can see an option that is called a design. Okay, so that design means this workspace is called a design workspace. This Fusion 360 is actually consist of different types of workspaces. The different workspaces are design workspace, the manufacturing workspace. What is the use of manufacturing workspace? Manufacturing workspace is used to generate the G codes and M codes. That is purely dealing with manufacturing. Then another workspace is called a generative design workspace. So in that workspace you can generate n number of designs. Then simulation workspace. So simulation workspace is actually dealing with the finite element analysis. Then drawing workspace. So drawing workspace you can generate the drawings. Then rendering workspace is used for rendering. So there are different types of workspaces in Fusion 360. So this 1 week session actually dealing with only the design workspace of Fusion 360. So I will click on this design workspace. When I will click on the design workspace, you can see near to the design workspace, you can see there will be a plus symbol near to the design workspace. Okay, so I will click on that. That is called a create sketch. So when I will click on that, you can see three default plane is displayed in the screen. You can see three default plane is actually displayed in the screen. So these three default planes are XY plane, XZ plane, and YZ plane. So you have to select any one plane, and then you can draw sketches on any plane. It's up to you. You can select any plane, XY plane, YZ plane, or XZ plane. So I will select any one plane. So first I will create the sketch, then I will select the plane, and then now you can see the sketching commands is actually displayed in the screen. You can see this in the top you can see this is the sketching commands. So here you can see in the first left you can see the there will be a tab that is called create tab. So create tab is used for creating the geometric elements, that is called you can say line, rectangle, circle, spline, etc. So with the help of this create option, you can create, say for example, if you want to draw a rectangle, you can select the rectangle command and then you can draw a rectangle. If you want to draw a circle, you can select the circle command and then you can draw a circle, like that, etc. Then the second option, that is called modify. So when you are actually initially you are actually creating some drawings with the help of the create option. Then if you want to create some modification, for example, if you want to create some arc or chamfer shape structure, or if you want to extend, or if you want to extend something, okay, you can modify your geometry. That is called a modifier tab. Then after that, the next option, that is called constraints. So constraint means if you want to add a constraint called a perpendicular constraint. Suppose there will be two lines, so one and the two lines are actually perpendicular to each other. If you can select the perpendicular constraint and you can apply the constraint. Then equal constraint. What is called equal constraint? Equal constraint, suppose there will be two lines and these two lines are actually equal. Okay, if you have select the first line, then you can select the equal constraint and then you can select the second line. What happens is both the length of the two lines are equal. So that is called a constraint. So these three are the basic sketcher options. That is create is used for creating the shape, the symbol geometry with the help of line, rectangle, circle. Then modify is used for modifying the sketch. Then constraint is used for applying the constraints. Then the last option, you can see the inspect is used for inspect your drawings. Then insert, you can insert something. Then select means the selection priority. So you can select the selection priority with the help of the select option. And once you have completed your sketch, you can click the finish sketch for exit the sketcher workbench. Or you can, in the bottom you can see there is another option, finish sketch. You can see two finish sketches. Either you can click here or you can click here to exit the finish sketch. In the left side, you can see there is an option that is called a browser tab. So all the details, when you are creating some basic shapes, some basic drawing, basic sketches, for example rectangle, line, or modification, everything will be in the browser option. Okay, so that's all about the initial options in the sketcher workspace in Fusion 360. Then I will select the plane, and with the help of you can select any one command. So here I will select a rectangle command. You can see I will select a rectangle command. Then I will add the dimensions. And here you can see how to add dimensions. So this is very, very important. So here in the screen, you can see when you click on the create tab, you can see there is an option in the bottom portion. You can see sketch dimension. You can see this option is called a sketch dimension, or you can see there is a shortcut key that is called a D. So when you enter D in the keyboard, your sketch dimension command is activated. So now you can select the edge and you can add the dimension. For example, if the length of this line is 100 mm, you can click the letter D and then you can enter the dimension value. So with the help of this shortcut key, or you can select this option directly from this create option. Then next thing is, yeah, I will create the sketch and then I will add the dimensions with the help of the shortcut key capital D. So you can see the length is 98 millimeter and the height is 20 millimeter. Then I will click the finish sketch option. So when I will click the finish sketch option, what happens is you can see the new options. You can see create. You can see the command actually changes. You can see create, modify, assemble, construct, then inspect, and insert, and finally the select. Okay, so create is actually used for creating the 3D model. Okay, so here you can see a basic sketch. If you want to create a 3D block, so what you have to extrude this sketch to a certain distance, you will get a 3D block. Okay, so with the help of this create option, you can create the 3D models. Then the second option, that is called a modify option. So modify means you can once you have created your 3D model, if you want to add some modification, for example some filleting or some chamfer, etc., so you can use this modify option to modify your 3D model. And then the next option that is called assemble. So assemble is actually dealing with assembly. So what is assembly? Assembly means you are dealing with more than two components, or more than one components. That is called assemble. Okay, so you have to assemble two parts. That is called assemble. Then construct is actually used to create, say for example, if you want to create a new plane. Okay, so here in Fusion 360 there are actually default three planes: xy plane, yz plane, and xz plane. uh, with the help of this three planes, it is very difficult to create a 3D model of a complicated object. Okay, if you want to create some inclined shapes, you have to create an inclined plane. So with the help of this construct option, you can create the planes which actually useful for you. That is called a construct. So with the help of this construct option, you can create planes. Then inspect is used for inspecting your 3D model. For example, if you want to cut your object and you know what about the interior details of your object, that is called inspect. Then insert is actually used for inserting something, and select is used for the selection priority. For example, when you click the mouse on the screen, the my selection priorities, first selection will be selection of face. Okay, so you can select your fix your priority. So with the help of the select option, you can fix your priority. So select face priority, select body priority, select edge priority. So that is called a select priority. So these are the basic introduction about the 3D model commands in Fusion 360. So there is a create option, there is a modify option. The create option is used for creating 3D models. Modify option is used for modify the 3D models. Assembly is for assembling the objects. Construct is used for creating, say, planes, etc. Inspect is used for inspecting your 3D model. Insert is used to insert something, say for example a picture. Then select is used to fix your priorities. So that's all about the basic commands in 3D commands, 3D commands in Fusion 360. Then I will again move to the extrusion command. I will select the extrusion command. So in the top left, you can see this option, the first option. This is called extrusion command. So when you will click any command, you can see a window is actually opened. So you can see this is the extrusion window. Here you can see the first option, that is called a profile. So profile is actually this one. This sketch is called a profile, and here you can see the start, the direction, the extent, and here the distance. And you can enter the taper angle, and you can see the operation. So here I will explain the distance. You can see the distance. So what about the extrusion distance? You can enter the distance value directly. So here you can see the default value is 0 mm, and I will not enter any taper angle. And this is a very important operation. Okay, so you have to select your operation. Is it a cut operation? Is it a join operation? Is it an intersect? Okay, so you have to select the which type of operation. That is again important. Then I will select the extrusion length. I will enter the extrusion length. So I will enter the extrusion length as minus 42 millimeter. So here in the screen, you can see what about the extrusion length. So you can see the extrusion length is 42 millimeter. So you have to enter the extrusion length as I will enter the extrusion length as minus 42 millimeter, and you can see your base is actually created. So you can see here I am using one sketcher command, that is called rectangle command. Then 3D command I am using is extrusion command. Okay, so sketcher command rectangle, extrusion 3D command extrusion. Then I will select on now you can see a blue face in the screen. So I actually selected that face. I will right click on that face, and then I will click on that face, and then I will click on the create sketch option, and then I will again select select the rectangle command, and then I will draw a rectangle and add the dimensions. And I will add the dimension, and I will exit the workbench, exit the sketcher workbench, and I will add the extrusion option. And when I will select the extrusion option, you have to go through the operation. So here you can see the operation. So this operation is actually removing, that is cutting off material from this workpiece. So the operation should be cut. Okay, that is very important. So you can see the operation is actually cut. Then I will select the top and I will add fillets. with the help of the modify command, I will select the fillet option and I will enter the fillet radius as say 8 millimeter. I will select the fillet option and I will enter the fillet radius as 8 millimeter. I will select the top edges, one on the left side, one on the right side, and add the fillet. And I will you can see an arc shaped structure will be one on the left side and one on the right side. So now you can see your base model is completed. Then you have to create uh, a central plane. I will go to the construct option. I will select the construct option. Okay, now you can see in the screen, you can see I will click on the construct option. You can see here, you can see you can create planes by some different options: offset plane, plane at angle, and tangent. You can create a tangent plane, you can create a mid plane, you can create a plane through 2 edges, you can create a plane through 3 points, you can create a plane tangent and to a face at a point, you can create a plane along the axis, and also you can create some axis. Okay, there are so many conditions: axis through cylinder, cone, torus, axis perpendicular, then axis through 2 planes, axis through 2 points, through edge perpendicular to face at point, etc. Then you can select, you can create points at vertex, point through 2 edges, point through 3 planes, point, etc. So with the help of this construct option, you can create planes, you can create axis, and you can create points. So here I am actually dealing with the plane option. So I will select the first option, that is called offset plane. I will select the offset plane, and then I will select the right face, and then I will offset the distance as the plane will be at the center. So I will enter the central distance, the mid value. Now you can see that the new plane is created. And when a new plane is created in the screen, you can see in the browser tab, you can see construction, you can see a new plane is created, and the name of the plane is plane 1. Okay, and where is the position of the plane? The position of the plane is will be at the center of the base. Okay, that is very, very important. Then I will again I will select that plane. So I will select that plane, and then I will select that plane, and I will draw a rectangle and add the dimensions, and then I will create the extrude option. Okay, I will draw a rectangle and a arc like shape using the basic sketch option. Okay, you can use a rectangle and you can use an arc command, and then I will extrude it. You can see the top portion is created. Then I will again I will select the 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 face on the top, and then I will create a hole. I will draw a circle using basic sketch command circle, and then add the dimension, and you can see the dimension is 20 millimeter. And then I will use the extrusion command, and you can see the operation. So which operation I am using? It is operation called cut. Okay, so I will use the cut operation, and I will create this object. Then I will select the top face of the base plate, and then I will draw 2 circles. I will draw 2 circles, and then I will add the dimension with the dimension command, and then I will use the extrusion command, and then you can see your hole is created. So that's all about the 3D model creation. Then the next step is, once your model is completed, you have to save this. Okay, you go to the file, click save, and I will name the file as say CAD2, and you have to fix your location, and then I will save this. So now your file is actually saved. Then the next option is you have to change your workspace. So in the left side, you can see the different workspaces. You can see the last workspace. So that is the drawing workspace. So in the top, you can see the first workspace, that is a design workspace. So what is the use of design workspace? Design workspace is used for creating the designs. The drawing workspace is used for generating the drawings. Okay, so these two are the workspaces actually I am using. Okay, so I will select the drawing workspace. I will select the drawing workspace. I will select the drawing workspace, and then now you can see a create drawing option is displayed in the right side. You can see a new window is actually opened, that is called a create drawing. So here I will fix my units, and I will enter the I will fix my sheet size. So I have to enter the sheet sizes. I am actually using A4 size sheet, so I will enter the sheet sizes A4. I will change the sheet size to A4. Now you can see a drawing sheet is actually displayed in the screen. Yeah. So now in the screen you can see this is the drawing sheet. So here you can see in the bottom you can see a table that is called, this is called a title block. So I will write here, this is called a TB. So this is called a title block, and you can see a rectangular and a border line. This is called a border. I will write here, this is called a BL. So this is called a border line. And when you are generating drawings, the important point is the drawing should be inside the border line. Okay, that is important. And here the title block, that is the TB, that is called title block. So what is your name, what is the details of your drawing, which type of scale you are using, the approved by, the document details, the drawing number, the technical references. So everything will be in this title block. So if you are dealing with a drawing sheet, this borderline and this title block is very, very important. So then now you can see this is the drawing sheet of size A4 size. And when you are opening uh, your drawing workspace, you can see the commands, the different commands. The first option is drawing views. Then you can modify it. Then you can add the geometries, you can add the dimension. If you want to add text, you can use this. If you want to add some symbols, you can use this. If you want to insert something, you can use this. And if you want to create some tables, you can use this. And finally you can convert your drawing sheet into a PDF format. Okay, so these are the various options used in the drawing workspace of Fusion 360. Then I will fix my first base view in the drawing sheet. So now you can see my base view. When I will you can see the base view is actually displayed in the drawing sheet, and you can see the scale. You can see what is the scale. You can see 1:2. That means 50% reduced. So if you want to change the size of the scale as say 1:1, you can change this scale as 1:1. So I will change. Now you can see I have changed my scale 1:1. You can see your base view size is increased. Okay, so the next option is this is called a front view. Then the next option is you want to create the next view, that is called a top view. So here on the left side you can see drawing views. The second option, that is called a projected view, or you can see the shortcut key. The shortcut key used for the projected view is capital P. Okay, so you have to click the letter P and then click on this front view and just move your mouse. You can see the top view will be displayed in the bottom of the front view. So I will click on the projected view, and then now you can see this is the top view. And similarly, I